All right, here I go. I'm live. So I'm gonna make a couple of disclaimers before I start this. Hold on a second. I'm also gonna make sure I keep 5 songs playing in my ear during this live that I'm doing. So one of the disclaimers I'm gonna say is I'm playing with StreamYard right now. So right now I want to see with this background, but when you put it in there, you gotta be careful on how you move. So that's a learning process. But the topic is definitely not a game, a joke, or anything else. It's also not a fight. It's not a debate. It's not I'm riding on anything. In every situation, I feel you can only speak from where you come from in it. And so in this one, that's all I'm doing. And then another disclaimer I'm going to say, and I guess it's not even a disclaimer. Well, it is. I know you should say that there's a trigger warning, but I feel even in saying that starts something. When someone tells me something like that, I come with my guards up. I come ready to fight, not ready to listen, not ready to hear. And even when I'm done hearing, understand that doesn't have to change me. That's just your side. And in this big world of people, my side is smaller than anything else. It's just a side. And then there could be many that agree. But right now, I'm just speaking from me. I really am. So, like I said, now let's get started. The N word and what it means. Oh, before I even go there, it's 5 songs I'm going to listen to in my ears over and over again while I'm talking to you all. Wanna be John Lennon, Imagine. Wanna be Michael Jackson, They Don't Really Care About Us. One will be Bob Marley, One Love. One will be We Are the People, Michael Jackson. And another one will be Damian Marley, Return to Zion, because it balances. Because see, me, I come from a place of, there's a little bit of a lot of things. I'm able to be, I didn't live through most of them. Some of the greatest leaders, no matter what the color of their skin were, came in eras I was not alive. But when watching and shaping and free thinking, I understand that we have to have a piece of it all. And I also understand that Martin Luther King did fight and he did do things when we're talking in the physical, but he made a decision that wasn't winning. So it's a piece of a lot in me, because one led me to another. And I don't want to go too deep into that yet. But I just want to say that this comes from only a safe place. This comes from only a conversation, and we should be able to have it. We should be able under one umbrella to have a conversation and it not be a fight. It not be a bunch of racial slurs. So the N word to me. So when I was young, I didn't know the N word from no word. And when I first did discover the word, I heard, honestly, people saying it. Or I watched things, or I was told stories about the old South. And so I knew of this word, but it just wasn't in my life like that. Then, when I became a teenager and I went to a different place where the majority was not the color of your skin, still didn't hear it in them terms, but I felt it in a term. But here was the difference. Now I'm a teenager and I use this word in a way that I decided kind of desensitized you to it. So I didn't have to jump every time someone said this word. I didn't have to fight a buck every time. So you kind of threw it around. So then it took a different meaning and it was explained to me even when I was a child, but didn't understand, but listened enough to remember. So one day when I got understanding, I could hear those words. But I remember one day being told that a nigga was an idiot and anybody could be it. So truly, when I use the word, I'd love to tell you every time I was talking about a Black person, but I wasn't. And then I almost felt like there was some security, almost like if I'm in the LGBT community, there's some community, that makes me able to say these slurs. They're not okay. And I also had to ask myself that I live in a country and I live in a world where we say things like Arabs. There's no such race. So it's a slur. And I had to respect all to get respect here. To know that no one can take from me what I've done in this country. And when I say I mean the same people we're talking about. But I also understand that I can't use the word personally, loosely, and then hold someone else to another standard of it. Because I understand that there's a power in the word that I don't care if I use it 365 times a day. There's a power in the word that when it's used the wrong way, it hurts really bad. When you're coming through the South and you're heard in a way and you think of the people who fought in this and that you sit and throw this word around. I think about it when I'm sitting in the presence of any other race, and I think I don't want them to think this is how I define me. Because if I define me this way, then how could you not? So like I said, I even desensitized myself to a place where I thought I was better than, because I said Nika, and we put 2 C's in it. So sometimes people say, oh, it's a hard E, they meant it different because it had this. Oh, it had an A at the end, it meant this. So what I'm saying today and what I'm stating today, because see, some will say because Black History Month is coming, but here's the one thing I know. Black History Month, if you're African American, is every day. You have to educate yourself on where you come from so that you can understand that no matter what, you made it. No matter what, you have power, and don't take anything that was to down you. So to somehow justify you or validate you or anything else. So today, I'm gonna take it out of my vocabulary. And let me tell you, it's gonna be like stopping smoking. You know, you might go a couple of days, you might make it. And you might look up, boop, you're smoking. Some stress, whatever. And I might say it, but like I said, because I've learned these different ways and it doesn't make it right. So when it comes to people saying the word, here's the thing I say. No, it's not right. No, I don't want to hear you just tossing and tossing, but I should stop tossing it. And so I'm in my own self enough of a person to say that I don't have a right to nothing. And that's what's wrong. Oh, well, they was Black. They had a right. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And if we want equality, I have to equally think of something as wrong. I have to truly live in that. I have to truly know that if it's wrong there, it's wrong here. And if I say it and I live in it and it's okay and it's a term of endearment for me, then why wouldn't somebody else? Just like with calling yourself a bitch. It got to a point where as a woman, that's my bitch, that bitch, all girl, bitch. And bitch had so many meanings. But at the end, it had a pain too. So if something can hurt me, but this is a real world. Most things that we do are something that can hurt us. What we eat, what we watch. But at the end of the night, back to the N word. So that's what I'm going to do with the word. I'm going to take it out my book. Because like I said, we heard Jesse Jackson throw it at Obama when he had a hot mic on him. I mean, like, it's everything. Even if I do a street thing or something with just whatever you want to call it. Because I hate calling something a street thing. Just a different way of life, a different lifestyle. If I'm showing that, this is a word we're going to use. But I'm only speaking in the power of me, where I got to be like, oh, you know what? I got to remove this. Because like I said, it hurts in certain ways. Then we want to jump up and jump up and jump up. But the same person I'm talking about, I might be calling them that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Real talk. So that's why I said all that. I don't do any of that disrespecting your race. I'm coming, all them Arab, all them Jews, all them, because it's all a slur. It's all some degradation of you. I'm truly just trying to see how we could come together, and I can respect what you're doing and still do what I'm doing. As long as we both doing that, we should be able to move. And I know at the end of the night, no matter what, it's going to be someplace, someone, somewhere who does not like someone because of where they come from, what they do, and how they live. Period. Period. It's not just me. I had to one day look at myself and say, oh, yes, as an African American, there's things that we went through that were terrible, denied and chained and held down from things, for many of things, and we still overcame. But we cannot even see the glory of it because we're too scared to go back. And that I understand. And I understand that the revolution never dies. I understand that. And I stand behind every great person who fought, who taught, who gave a justice, showed a justice, who said that the thing is, I finally had to realize that until I see it as a one, I can't expect you to see me as one, as an equal, because I'm already dividing you too. Oh, he don't think like that because they that. Oh, they gonna be like that because they that. They gonna do this because they this. So that's the thing. So one day I just sat there and I started thinking about, even like when we say the Indians instead of the Native Americans, just we are taught to not understand. And through that getting, I have to get understanding. The indigenous people, these are people that I like. They're not standing and saying, oh, we were the president. Oh, I was the. So an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. You know what I mean? Your son is my son. So if I hear the stories of I have to grow. I have to grow. Because I can't say, oh, there's no power in this word, or oh, it just means this, and hey, it's a good thing. And as soon as somebody, oh, wait, hold on, they got the boundaries of this. And that's, once again, I'm not justifying, because like I said, it's thrown around daily by many. By many. But here's the thing, people I say, well, do it in your home, do it secretly. But if I keep doing it in my home, I'm going to slip up. I might be in, oh, and that's any race. We get to talking too much about this, right? So it's a sensitive thing. And even talking about stuff like this is a sensitive thing. Because it can be someone who comes in and decides, hey, now I'm going to say that just to irk you. But see, that's where it has power, when it can do that. But it also has power when I do that and tell somebody, don't do that. I learned once upon a time in my own life, and it keeps showing me over and over again, that people only do to you what you do to yourself. People treat you no better than you treat or think about yourself. So if it's okay for the goose, you know the rest. You know what I mean? You know the rest. So like I said, it's a thing we have to stand in. So you have to come to a place where if I just live on that one side of it, I won't see anything. I purposely put on a Cubs jacket today because when I was a shorty in that stadium, we were treated like trash because it was Hispanics and blacks. And that held me something against a team for a while. And when they won, and they finally won, I realized, you know what I love? I love them because they're in my city. They represent my city. So when they talk about the, MLB side of my city, they're going to bring that up. They're going to bring them up. And that day and those people don't speak for everyone. And even if it's many who are, because in the end, I'm a Sox fan all day. But I rep this to say, like, hey, when you think about when you stay in the place of something, I'm giving it a power, then I am oppressed more than I was back then. Back then. So, I don't know. You see what y'all want here saying? Yes. You have to be able to. You have to be able to. I learned a long time ago, if you say things like my Caucasian friend, oh yeah, my Hispanic friend, oh my my whatever friend came on, then some say something in you. I'm just gonna tell you my friend. And see, when you meet them, then you gonna say to yourself, like, I didn't know. And I'm gonna tell you, when you tell me that, I didn't know you needed to know. You know what I mean? I didn't know I was hanging out with their race. Hold on. Oh, you're my friend. I need to get me in this and get me out. I don't need that. I don't need that. Didn't I just tell you I come from a kingdom? I come from kings and queens. So the more I think it's okay to disgrace that, or disrespect that, to validate this here, I'm a fool. I'm in a kingdom. There's no need. I don't have to. I don't have to. I don't have to. So that's where I'm at. Like, that's where I'm at with things. And in the kingdom, you have to take away the things that you've let outside. See, because remember, in the kingdom, everything is there. And so if I let the outside make me decide what is in my blood, you can't. You can't. Like I said, you can take away the revolutionaries. You can never take away the revolution. But it comes a point when I just realize, like, hey, if we all in fight mode, then we will only fight and never win. We won't. So, I don't know. So that's just me. So the N word to me is like that. I'm like, I'm not jumping on it for the height of it because we're talking about it. Because there are many situations that if we want to talk about that, then we should be talking about these stories. But as soon as you bring those up, no one wants to talk about them. But if it's something minute to use this, then that also desensitizes people to the real fights under it. But the power lies in what you give it. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, hold on. The deepest thing you could think to jump on was I was an N. I win. I win again. I win again. You know why I win again? Because you thought that you would take what I'm going to be, whether you think it or not, or you say it or not, or you do this or not, from me, from what we've built, from what we are, from what we stand on. We one of the races I know that you could tell all the stories of what you did. You could throw the N word at us like crazy, and you come into our community and we'll embrace you with the same open arms. I don't have time to worry about where your ancestors came from. Because most people standing on it don't even know the true story of where they come from. And I know that when you live in that kind of hate, if I'm not around, you're just going to pick somebody else to talk about. And I'm smart enough to know. That's why I tell people, if you come walking up to me to talk about Hispanics and diss them and tell me where they need to go, please walk away. Because you'll stand right with them and talk about me. So I got to know that it has to stop everywhere. It's like I said, I can't be doing. You're never going to, like I said, like once again, I've said it several times and it's a wrong word, Arab. Like they don't exist. Arabic is a language. Arabia is a place. You know what I mean? I thought it was just 3 races, but I'm not here to get into all that. I'm here to say what the N word is, where its power has lied, and where in accountability for myself. And that's what's funny is even when we take accountability, like I said, because there's nothing I'm going to talk to you about that I don't know or did. So that when I'm speaking dead to me. I'm telling me to do better. And if you want to take that, I speak for everybody and they speak. And if we agree, that's a great thing too. But it's not a great thing because that's what I came for. I came to say what I can do because everyone speaks for themselves. And to me, it'll be a great thing for anybody else who is definitely African American say, I stand for, yeah, this is where my seat is, and I'm gonna get, you know what I mean? Of course, why wouldn't I? In this situation. So in every other situation, and that's to anybody. Like I said, I've lived around Hispanics and they throw the word around with each other more than we could ever. So like I said, it's become a term that I'm going to hear regardless. So for me to think I'm going to get into this world, and if I'm jumping every time I hear the word, come on. If y'all go through YouTube, me, y'all jumping time. I mean, and sometimes y'all gonna hear the word and think sheets come with it because it's gonna be that drastic. Like you giving power. You giving somebody else power to say that, to try to take yours. So that's what it means to me. That's where I stand on it. That's where I stand on it. So like I said, that's, so I've been just seeing a lot of things about it. And like I said, I wish I could just name one person if we're going to talk about that conversation. If I'm talking about that conversation, I know it's more than one person. And I should have a list. Because if I'm going to stand on something big, I'm going to stand on top of it. That's like me coming to y'all and say, oh, we need to start talking about these gangs. I got one person. And trust me, we get them up out. Where there's good, there's always bad. And I'm not here to determine what's good and what's bad. I am here to determine what's good and bad in me. I'm here to determine what I need to do better. I'm here to determine, wait a minute, hold on. I see me in that. And sometimes, most times, when I see me, it don't have a color, because sometimes it could be a Caucasian, a Hispanic. It could be all these different things that I see me. I see me. I see where I've been. I see where I'm going. I see what I've done. In the moment I'm even thinking about judging them about them, I'm like, no, you're really judging you. So to me, I'm just on accountability about me, about being. And even when you want to come on here and talk about something like this, you think to yourself like, man, I wonder people gonna think, or I think they're gonna probably think I'm talking about this. And they might think, no, I don't really care. I don't really care. I think that this is just something, just in seeing everything, not just one area, seeing the world, seeing the things, seeing how it's going. It's going backwards while it's going forward. So it's so confusing for you to even know which way it's going. So then that's when I know you got to put a foundation down to stand in a right place. To stand in a place, okay, this is the side I'm on. And when I say a side, pick up. When you're going to pick a side, see, when we say, go pick the right side, not the wrong side. It depends on what you think is right or wrong. Pick a better side for you. Pick that anything you stand behind is what you believe. You didn't hear it somewhere and you decided that was the gospel. Pick a better side in you that brings you a peace, that you're not looking over your shoulder, you're not worrying, or you're not wondering if somebody took it the wrong way. Pick that side. That's the one I want to pick. So even when I do this, I don't need no clout on the N-word. Because if I don't even talk about it ever, it'll be a part of my life. It'll be a part of my life, and not just because I'm Black, because I'm using it, because I'm, you understand, some of your favorite songs, some of the most popular songs, let me tell you, when they was going quadruple, dooble, you better believe it wasn't just this buying it. So I'm telling you to love my music, do this, do that, but don't you say that word when you get to it. You better. I'm censoring. You see what they did with censoring? When they put warnings, all that. That's why we got advisories on it. Don't get me started. I'm not, because I'm digging deeper. But how could I have had, like I said, great leaders and know that they heard the N-word more than me, and they heard it with brute power and demise and downfall. But they did it so that I could even be sitting here saying I know better than I'm going to do better. And even if it took me 42 years, at least I lived to see it when I learned it was better. So like I said, I'm going to take it out. And somebody might, when I'm thinking I'm going to use it as the word for idiot, somebody might bring the idiot out of me just for saying it. And every time I say it, I got to remember that part of it. I got to remember that part of it. I got to remember the part of all the people that died and everything else that made me so angry, that made me take a word that took something from us, that emasculated many of our men, that, and I made it okay. Okay to say, even to your children, if you're in a conversation around them. So I'm taking accountability in me. I'm sorry if I'm not in the chat. Y'all know I'm blind as a bat. I'm so sorry. And I could pick up my phone and go in the chat. But right now, I just really wanted to make sure that I said the things. Because sometimes I get a little sidetracked. And and I'll, dang, I forgot that part. So I just want to make sure that, like I said, I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not jumping on no bandwagon. I'm not talking about this or please, because like I said, if I was going to bring up anyone who right now is doing it, I'd bring up everyone right now who's doing it if they're doing it on the same platform. And let me tell you something, I just run out of time. And when I got finished with them, you better believe it'd be somebody behind them. When I was young and I'd have nightmares, my grandfather used to tell me, when you have a bad dream, just open your eyes and blink like you're changing the channel. And y'all, let me tell you something. When you get grown, you take those type of thoughts. They don't really work. But as an adult, it works on something else in life. And I realized it just right now. If someone is causing or being hatred and hurtful and down, see, anyone who's ever been the minority knows what it's like. But what's so funny is the people that we're dissing, some of the people that you're talking about, really have more love for a place that ain't giving them love. That decided that, I don't know what contract we in for Hate Forever. But it's in you to see the power. Like, so if even, let's just say we the hated race, most hated race in the world. Look at the great things we've done, that we've given to this country, that we've built for this country, that we've started, that save lives. Wow. So imagine what you can be to the world, not just to your own. Because see, if your only thought is to just be for mine, it's going to be hard to all win. But when I see that I just wanted peace for all, because maybe if you have some peace, you get off of me and I get off of you. And then we can go get on top of the things we need to. Every race could look into their race and start digging and dogging them down or whatever you wanted to do and building them up or fixing what's wrong. And if we both spill a cup of milk, please don't come over and clean up mine while yours is leaking all over the world. So I stand in that, and I'm going to stand strong. And the better I am, and the better I can see it. So I do know it's pain. I do know it's hurt. I do know that oppression can be mentally, not just physically. And it is, see, there are keys and there are ways to break out of the chains that are on here physically. But every blow, when it's mentally, puts you in them and keeps you in them forever. So I'm like, I just got to step into something better so I can show somebody better. And if really each one teach one, if I can show you better and you show somebody better and they show somebody better and they show somebody better and they show somebody better because they show somebody better. My granddaughter is half European. And I love her. No different. And I have to love where she come from because if I didn't have them, I couldn't have never had her. And even if life don't give me what I choose, it gave me what I need. And it showed me that one love has to really be one love. I shouldn't have to explain it. I shouldn't have to tell you, oh, don't think I can't do this because I got this, so they give me the right to do this. I don't. You know, like I said, let me see who in here so I can say hello. Hey, Ramrod. Hey, Day, you heard me? Hey, David. Hey, sis. Like I said, I don't know who else I'm missing. Like I said, I told you I'm trying some new things, testing them out. But at the same time, while you're testing, then there should be things that you're trying to perfect at the same time. So I'm trying to perfect me and better me. I know that the truth of the matter is that the greatest thing about my race is it comes in all these different shades of beauty. And I know that the darker the berry, the sweeter the root. I know that the kings and the queens and the, you know what I mean, and the princesses and the princes have to know that I stand strong in this for them to. And I think that everyone should be proud of who they are and where they come from. You should definitely know the history. And if you can make it better, and if you can take what you've learned and what you know to be better and bring better, and show them that even in differences, we are all the same, then I'm winning. Then I'm winning. If I go out and tell my granddaughter, the black side of your side is winning. It's a side with pain, but I never looked into the other side to find out where the pain they might have been in. So, like I said, when I think of the N word, I think of many things to it. And I think if you think about it, even when we stopped it, we all stopped saying that negra is a color, black. But I know that scientifically none of us are black. Like, it's even far as a color. Black is a color. There it is, black. You can't put color in black. You can't do this, nothing with black, with brown. Different shades of brown. So in some things, we have to educate ourselves so that I can know better, I do better. I can know that all come from one thing at the end of the night. So I can go deeper to know that this is a distraction. Everywhere. Everywhere. It's a distraction to get a reaction. That when you're done getting it, you didn't change anything. But when you change it first in you, then you can stand in there. So like I said, when something wrong, I don't care who you are to me, I'm just gonna, no, I don't agree with that. That's it. So that's whether I know you or I don't. Now, if I have full understanding of where you come from, where that came from, what you're doing, then what I'm going to do is have a conversation with you. Because if I'm that deep in your life, I should be able to come to you and say, hey, I could dig what's up. And that's to whoever. But other than that, then what I can know is it's just like as a woman, I know you get into it with a man or something happen with a man, they're going to deal with your weight, your looks, the things to degrade you, the things to belittle you, the things that hurt you, the things that are your insecure, your Achilles heel. I'm no fool to that. So, like I said, I'm taking power and throwing away the power I've given something. The power for me to believe I own the word. I own the word, but yet I still give people the power to take my ownings. Well, I own it, then they just paying every time they use it. But I don't, because I don't even know how to own what I really feel for it. Or I don't really even understand where it came from. Or I don't really even understand how it damages all of us. All of us. And when you understand how many of us come under the African umbrella, it's a lot of us. That's just where I stand in it. No judgments, nobody. No nothing. Like I said, but I was like, let me come on. Test this under the line. Test this under the line. Put this city behind me. Because when we talk about the N-word, even when thinking of the N-word and thinking of my city was so divided that even when the great Martin Luther King came, that's when we understood that we had each race in pockets. And they all were fighting their own fight and trying to build under the umbrella of a thing for them. So whether they came from wherever, this was a chance. But once upon a time, it made me not like all these different places because I really didn't know why they wanted to be separated. And I don't think you should be. But I have to understand sometimes in that separation, it was because many were thinking they were losing where they came from. And that's why some of the new generations don't have a clue where your grandma and them came from and what they went through to get you right here where you don't even know. So I do believe in uplifting where you come from and giving knowledge and education to your people about it. But I also believe in that even when you tell the story, you got to know that if I'm standing here on this side of it, sadly, that part of history and that loss should make me that sad that I stand the right way. So it's not in vain. So I got to do better. I just don't think in them days, because I think about when my grandparents told me stories about back in the day and back in parts in little towns, and even when we know about Rosewood and everything else, how these people who were done how they were done still had joy, still had things, still made $1 out of 15 cents. And I come from those kings and queens, and I will no longer validate everything that was said for me to do that under umbrella of standing somewhere. That's just my stance on the N-word. So where somebody might have thought I came to check up on somebody else on it, I came to check the one person I can control, and that's me. That's who I came to check in this video. So like I said, I'm sorry if I missed comments. I'm so blind. If I keep going up, you're going to see all these glitches. That's from my YouTube screeds. And like I said, I'm going to bring that back. But I thought before you even get talking about somebody else, let me let you know me, where I stand and what I'm doing. So that then when you know, no matter where you catch me or what I'm at, you know it ain't coming from no place else. So I don't need no clout. I never jumped off a name in my life but mine. And that's just because, and for me, I only do it that way so that at the end, people will know, not only is it that I don't owe nothing, I give it all for us all to be up here. The right way. Like the right way. You know what I mean? Just, that's how I feel. But, y'all, like I said, I just had to do better. Hey, Susan. See, I look up, I keep seeing them. Like I said, some things I can see a little bit, but when I try to read the sentence, like I'm trying to read what Rimrock said. Oh, thanks, Rimrock. Thanks, brother. Yeah, like I said, I know I need to get on moderators, and I know that the reality is that, because like I said, I'm learning things, that you have to do this because it's a real world we live out in. And I don't doubt that. I know it's real time 2 plus 6, you know what I mean, times infinity. So it don't stop. So I know that part of it. But right now, what I wanted to see for a second was just in the government of what's the foundation you set. And I understand as anything grows or fails, something is going to come with negativity. So I know I need to get on top of those things. But right now, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just coming from my heart. That's it. I'm coming so from my heart that even if somebody came from their heart, I'm gonna ask why. Because let me tell you something I don't like, you will not catch me there. No, I don't care. I don't care what they saying about me. They want to let me know. They let me know. If they don't want to let me know personally, then I don't care to know. So that's it. And see, that'll bring the N word out of me. What then we say, idiot? So you just gotta know better. You do better. But thank you for saying that. Thank you for doing that. And I will get on top of that. I will. So, like I said, I'm going to take it out of my vocabulary. And like I said, it's going to be like quitting smoking. Because trust me, this mouth talk streets. So I go anywhere. I talk. I know just how we're going to talk. I know which way to go or schmo it, and, but. And it might be times like a curse word, Joe. I got to bring that up out the arsenal, Joe. You're going to be singing your favorite song. Like, oh! Why am I isolated from the word? But if I continue to use the word, here's what I can promise you. You're not going to catch me getting Rob Boogie on it. You're not. Because before I can check anybody, I got to check me. Knock on this door. Hold on. Open the door, baby. I know you see me out here talking about how you a fool. Because as soon as I talk about anybody doing something I do, I literally inside start getting convicted. Even when they don't know it. You ever been talking to somebody about something they shouldn't be doing? They don't even know you did it. And well, some don't. Some don't. Well, for me, I'm from the inside. I don't have a right to take something and that hurts people that supposedly have the same right. Like, I just don't. So that's why I'm taking it out of my vocabulary. Like, I don't have that right. But like I said, I don't live in straight Hispanic neighborhoods, and you'll hear you turn around, ready to go. They talking to each other. And I mean it. Like they ain't pretending they talking to each other. They talking to each other. I don't know. Is it under the Brown Act? And that's why if you notice they say brown people, because ain't nobody black. They dark. They dark brown. And brown go dark. Hey, K-Tay. Yeah, like I said, so that's where I'm taking the word. And I'm still, once again, I'm not one of them people. You know how I'm gonna get on some if you know it. And this ain't even no street stuff because alcoholism and everything else and drug addiction hits every door. But it's like somebody who used to be all on whatever, they get out. Now they judge you for everything. Like, you better stop drinking all that pop or you're going to end it. You be like, how come everything's going to leave me there? I need to know how everything's going to get me there. So I'm not one of those people. I'm not like I stopped doing something, so now I'm judging you for doing it. Because that's not how I learn. Because see, the more you judge me about something, I might stay doing it. Just to prove to you that you're going to shut the fuck up about telling me what I'm going to stop doing. You know? Because I get stubborn. But no. I know I have to do better with that. I do. And like even right now, of course, has nothing to do with monetization or anything else. Y'all are getting to know me. So I need you to know who I am. I need you to know. You know how some people come out and they even gave you such an example of one thing for so long that they can't show you that I'm not just one thing. You know what I mean? So even if you had me at Cookie Cutter, if you had me at whatever, if you had me at Keller, if you had me at Trifling, if you had me at Hub, whatever you had me at, please note to think that I'm just that one dimensional. It's crazy. So I said before I give you anything, so you don't think it's coming from this place, I want to give you me. And when I speak on something, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I can't speak about all this for the people. Because I ain't never had a rally and invited all the blacks that around the world to hear me speak. So I definitely not speaking for them. And even if I did, they did not confirm with me that they speak what I speak. And we all speak the same thing. We can't all have one message because there's not just one problem that we need to fix, inner or outer. So, I mean, I don't. He speak for me. Speak for me. And I know with this N-word, people throwing all around, oh, it's okay when I shit. But when you think about every way it's said, is I'm a house in. Am I light? What negative thing you got under that one that you put in there? The whites like me. What goes with that? I'm a sellout. That's good. It's all degrading. But it's all degrading all of us. You know? So like I said, if I want to jump on a horn, I gotta jump on every horn. You know, every bandwagon. Hold on, I'm going all the way through on this one. I'm never gonna come to you about a big problem with one person's name is that true. They the do and say all of it all. I guarantee they wasn't the do all and say all of that week. Cause I'll be all through these crates. When I roll on them YouTube crates, man, y'all. Man, I'm like, I might need me an Air Force One to fly through these streets. Because trust me, it's a war. It's a war. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all, like I said, I don't even want to get too long on you. I want to go out here and do some going through YouTube and watching. Because like I said, I watch things all the time. And not to watch them to catch nothing or get nothing, you know, like that. But just to watch and see. And listen and hey, travel around. You know, every time I go somewhere new, I learn new cultures, new ways, new styles, you know. Like, yeah, but I come through your neighborhood. I want to know what's your best Italian beef place or little hood mom and pop restaurant or whatever. So I can get it. I want to taste it. You know. That's all. When I'm coming through these streets, it's the same thing. I wish it was food though involved. Make it a better place. I'll be out the taste of the YouTube streets. I'll be in a happier place. Y'all know I love food. But yeah, like I said, I truly just came through here to say that. And, you know, if you want to talk about what something means to you, then you have to talk about what you mean, what you're going to do for that. You know, if there's a cause or there's a foundation that means something to me, then I put my money where my mouth is. I put my time where my mouth is. And so with this is what I'm saying. So it's not to correct, to check, nothing, nobody else but me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. You know, I'm imagining all the people living as one. Shoot, I hope someday you could join us. You know what I mean? For real. For real. Shoot. Shut. I just want us to win. I want us to win. I want you not to be worrying so much about these type of things that you're almost making it come true because you're looking for that to validate what you feel. I could find it anywhere. I could go find, sadly, where there's African Americans, organs gone. We get to talking about that, nobody want to listen. So it's all over. And it's everywhere. But the thing is that I have to understand that it's also because I'm living in a world of pain, hurt, payback, whatever it is we're going to win. I don't know. But I know if we start one by one. If you find that something that's worth something better for, yep. So that's where I'm at with that. And that's just, like I said, we're getting ready to come into February, and Black History Month is 365 for me. You think that's like believing that, oh, hold on, I was just thinking about this fact. We was just stopping at this stop sign. I'm not going to tell some child who is at an age they might not have knew this already, the impact or where we come from with that. Or where, 365. 365. You'll be sitting there talking about where you ain't been and how somebody, and the master got, wait, who master? Well. You know what somebody older told me one day when I was young? Y'all always talking about what y'all would do if y'all was in that time. But you would have did the same thing we did to save your family and stay alive. And that hit me somewhere. So to even be in a place where I can say, because we were jumping in this scoop, come on, baby. I really believe the revolution would not be televised if that's what's going to ever come down to. I don't think it'll be out with bullet points. So I'm not on that. Unless that revolution is a revolution for peace for us all. Because we can talk about what's going on in the hood and everything else, but every day somebody losing their child to violence, to gun violence, to drugs, to these things, to suicide. So, baby, it's a fight we need to fight. And together, we can maybe do something. We can maybe do something. I don't keep going this way. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just came on here to say that. Your that opinion. Make sure I made it very clear that in no type of form am I speaking for anyone but myself. That in no form do I mean to debate, argue, or fight about this. And in no form am I telling someone else what to say. I'm telling you what I gotta stop. I'm a user of the word. Like I said, I don't always be talking about black people. That's true. I gotta take it out. But that's just me. How's everybody's day going? If you're still in here, how are you doing? If you ever laugh later, how are you doing? So I came here to do that, have that little conversation. And that's just where I stand on that. So that's what I got out of it. And the other fights, anything about it that are just to make it better and stop it and you know what I mean? Or these type of things. I definitely want it, but I want it in everybody's race and what we're saying. So even if I'm saying that about myself and what people say about that, I'm not degrading anybody. I'm not, when speaking about people in the LGBT community, calling them, all these names, F's and D's and, trannies and all this. I'm not doing this. I'm not calling Hispanics out they naming racial slurs. I'm not calling Japanese people out. I'm not doing any of this. And that's just in the better of me. So the N word to me is any negative word you are using to degrade a race. And so even in my own, I got to take it out of my vocabulary. So that's what I really came on to say and to talk about. Hey. I was just getting ready to get out of here, bro. I just wanted to come in on that. I don't even want to keep up in the same conversation. Even if I go somewhere happy, I'll come out and come back in on a whole nother topic. But I just want to have my conversation about the N-word and me taking it out of my life, but also understanding, like, I got to take any racial slurs you have about anybody out your life. You know what I mean? I even said earlier in here that we live in a world where we say Arab, but there's no such people. That's a place and that's a language. There's no such people. So I'm taking any N-word, any negative word to describe a race. I'm taking that out of my vocabulary. I can do that. I can do that and still win. I can do that and still break you down. I can do that and still get into it. But I can still do that if that's where we got to go. But that, even I got into it when I was younger with somebody of a different race, unless they started slurring me like crazy, that's when I would. But I'm just not getting to them like, oh, first thing I'm throwing is your race. And like I said, I use the N-word on the other side, and I wasn't always talking about blacks. Jedigs. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Behind everything we do wrong, especially when we're not looking at it from the big picture, and that's all of us, we have justification. So I can be doing wrong to somebody and be talking about how wrong they're doing me, but justifying the wrongs I'm doing to them. But when we really want to change, the only thing I can see is how wrong I was, where I was wrong and could have done better. Where, you know what I mean? Like, so that's how I see it. Like, that's how we grow. As long as I'm still saying, like, well, when Pookie did it, he meant it like this. But when Nuke did it, they was poking and no. He was just like I tell people when they jump on that, well, if all Black Lives Matter, then why do you kill each other? And I always say a killer is a killer. And if I want my life to matter, I'm talking to anybody taking it for nonsense. I didn't draw a don't take the life line. To me, wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. You're never going to catch me defending a pedophile. Giving you the justifications of why he did it. And I could even understand, like, he probably something happened to him or do it. I might have that. But you're never going to get me coming up here talking about, well, why wasn't that kid's mom there? Why did their mom go to work on a Tuesday when Wednesday she could have went, and then someone else could have kept her kid with him? What? I'm not that person. I'm not. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here anyway, comedian, because like I said, my topic was that. I don't want to get off that because that was just really it on that conversation, where I stood, because I feel sometimes like you lose if you don't, you win if you do. You never know what to do. Like I said, you never know what to say. It's like, if I don't jump, what I'm supposed to be jumping on? Hey, jump. Hey, what you say? Hey, what you do? Now I'm going to race slurs on you. I just don't like to fight fires with gasoline. You know what I mean? I like to come fully equipped and know it's a fire hydrant out there, so we can put it out. And if that's not what we're doing, so like I said, if I'm coming for one, I'm going to have a whole lineup of who that week thought that was okay. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't how I'm coming, like me, that's called picking on. Because sometimes you'll catch people in the pick on line who did the same thing. And I just like, that ain't me. That ain't me. Like I said, y'all, I am out of here. Love to your city, love to your family, love to where you come from, because we wouldn't have you, and you could be the voice. If you so-called the voice for your people, you could be that voice. But you have to debate on what you're going to say and make sure it comes from the same place you want. Because to make the world the place I want around me, I have to respect what's around me. And I ain't got to be no sucker, no fool, or nothing. And if you're still thinking all that, even just how I'm responding and saying that in parts of it, you got to let that go. You got to let that go. But like I said, it's just, it's the empowerment of peace. There's a power in peace. Straight up. There's a power in peace. It's a power in fighting the real fight. It's a power in that. It's a power in not being deflected, being afraid to talk about or have a conversation about, or being able to respectfully talk about some things and know that even if I understand does not mean I agree, but in that understanding, I can understand, then it can give you a way to understand me on an individual basis. On an individual basis. So like I said, love to everybody, y'all. Oh, hey, Eagle Soaring. I was just about to get out of here, but like I said, it's just one love, and like the change you want, you have to start it for yourself. You have to. You have to. We all have a gift, a power, and a voice. And that voice can be good, it can be bad, it can be whatever. So we can choose. We can choose. Even when you look at these religions, you have a choice. You have a choice. And like I said, I just choose to do better for me so that I can make what's around me better. And that's it. That's it, y'all. I love you the long way, the right way, the real way. Like I said, hope y'all love that Chi-Town background. Because in its ups, downs, its separations, its everything, it made me. It helped make me to shape me. To shape me. To shape me. So, and see things different. And that's it, y'all. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great one. See you later.